Hey there, it's Sherry Johnson coming to you from Sherry Johnson Coaching, and I'm also the founder of the Love and Loss podcast, if just in case you haven't been with me before. And that is where we help women recover emotionally and spiritually after a miscarriage. So for today, I am here to talk to you about this symptom that we feel, which is one of the main things that really we have the desire to heal after a miscarriage, and that's the triggers. And so you're triggered by pregnancy announcements, birth announcements, people saying things to you about when are you getting pregnant or when are you gonna have kids, that sort of thing. And the initial thought is that you feel this way because you're envious of those women who are pregnant or have had a newborn. It's what you want. They have what you want. And whether you lost your first pregnancy or whether you already have children and wanted more, they ultimately have what you want, right? And of course that's true. But there's more to it than that, and I'm going to get into that in a second. Really, the way that you want to feel is free of these triggers. It's annoying. Nobody wants to feel envy or jealousy or be triggered. You want to be happy for your friends when they share their birth announcement. You want to be able to visit your friends who have a newborn and be happy in their presence and comfortable and feel good. You want to rejoice in your friends' babies. You want to cuddle them without feeling envious or jealous. It doesn't feel good to be jealous. So you want to heal from that, but you can't just turn it off just like that. It just doesn't happen that way. So I want to get into why you're feeling this way, because that's really going to help you heal from your triggers. So once again, you feel like it's because of envy that you're feeling triggered by a birth announcement or a pregnancy announcement. And you are, but that's not the only thing that's going on. You're also feeling this way because it makes you feel left out. You're left out of the mom club. If you have, you're not a part of the pregnant women club anymore. You're not a part of that, of the mom club. So it can make you feel very left out. And I certainly felt this way when I was going through my losses, that I didn't feel like I could even talk about my pregnancies. Even when other women were talking about the first trimester, I didn't feel like I could join in that conversation because I just didn't feel like I was part of that club anymore. I definitely didn't feel a part of the mom club. I felt very on the outside of that. I couldn't relate to the challenges my friends were having. I couldn't share advice. The things that they were talking about didn't resonate for me because I hadn't been there. So this all really kind of came to a realization much later, and I'm checking my notes here because I want to make sure I cover everything. So what these women are doing are comparing stories and challenges that you can't necessarily relate to. And that can definitely make you feel left out. And what you might think that you should do is go ahead and have your rainbow baby, and that your triggers are going to go away if you could just solve the problem. And having a baby and it doesn't really matter whether it's your first or second or third. If you are someone who already has children and you had a loss and you wanted a second child, for example, you will just feel left out of the 2-kid mom club. So there will still always be that feeling, and having a baby doesn't actually change that. It might for a certain amount of time, but those triggers will resurface at another time. So having a rainbow baby doesn't make your triggers magically disappear. For a time they might, but they'll resurface the next time that you feel left out or left behind. So, and it doesn't even matter whether that has anything to do with your pregnancy. You could go on in life and find a situation where you're feeling left out again, because you're not a part of whatever club it is that is going on, and those feelings will be triggered again. You just won't recognize them because they'll be coming from a different source than your pregnancy loss. So what you need in order to heal is to dig into that trigger. You need to find the source of that wound. So when did you initially feel left out? Is it something that you felt before? And if you have, when was that? Was it, recently? Was it as a teenager when you were in high school? Was it even further back when you were in elementary school where you felt that pain for the first time? Going back to the first time that you felt that pain is how you can identify where that initial wound is that keeps getting reopened each time that you're left out of something. So getting to the root of that trigger is the first thing that you need to do that's going to help you to really resolve that trigger and let it go. So getting into actually how to do that, I've given you a bit of a taste. I go into that in much more depth in my online program. There's way too much to that to get into in a really short video, but I wanted to give you a taste. If you want to continue the conversation, we'll be talking more about this in my Facebook group, which is called Miscarriage, Love, and Loss. And there's also a free roadmap to navigate grief that I have available for you if you'd like to download that. It's a free PDF. And the link to that is in the description for this video. So I will be tuning back in on Thursday. So Tuesdays and Thursdays are the days I'm jumping onto Facebook Live. So I hope you'll come back and join me on Thursday. Bye for now.